faceless.
Are you ready for more of The Secret Teachings?
My Secret TV!
No, it's not TV. It's The Secret Teachings on late night radio.
Well, I got plenty of secret stuff, too.
Here are the 3 ways to listen. Number 1, live Monday through Friday on Ground Zero Radio. Number 2, searching for the free archive on any podcast radio player or our website. Number 3, subscribing at aftermath.media or resubscribing at thesecretteachings.info. Tune in, turn off the TV, and subscribe today.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Thank you for your support. Are you ready for more of The Secret Teachings?
My Secret TV!
No, it's not TV. It's the...
You have entered the paradigm shift, a timely show with the current environment society is experiencing today. With important changes in our culture, we are being conditioned to change our way of thinking, catapulting us into a new, unknown future. Navigate with me, JP, as we journey through this new world every Saturday night between 6 and 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tonight, double hitter. First hour, we're going to talk about the book, The Mark of the Mob. Second hour, The Rock Psychic and John the Seer with some very important predictions. Hold tight.
If this invasion in Gaza continues to go well for the Israelis, if they're dismantling Hamas as they said they will,
the pressure.
What is Iran going to do? What they possibly could do is, you mentioned the Strait of Hormuz, which is right here, one of the most highly trafficked straits for oil, and also the Bab el-Mandeb Strait here going through the Red Sea and out, as you said, to the rest of the world.
Now.
This is what always irritated me about how the media talked about the crisis between Saudi Arabia and Yemen. They never said why the Iranians were so concentrated on Yemen. That is why. Now, if a major conflict were to break out in Israel, as in today, all they would have to do is block that.
And we're done.
And we're done. We would have to get involved. Now, how different is that scenario, which is a very real possibility, than that one?
Buy 2 of everything. If you need one, buy 2 and store the other one, and don't use it. If you have space for a garden, plant your own food. And if you don't have a farmer's market, start one. Live near like-minded people. Texas, Florida, mountains. If you can't move, create a network of people. Buy a truck or a vehicle prior to 1979. Something you can learn to fix yourself. Try to have at least 2 weeks, if you can, 30 days of cash on hand. Stop all excess spending. Stop spending on stupid stuff. Get off electronics as much as you can. Make paper copies of all of your important documents. Learn to use a map. Teach your kids how to use a map. If you are somebody else's employee, be the one employee that no one can fire.
You are listening to The Paradigm Shift. I am your host, JP. Happy to be here tonight. It's an honor serving you on this mighty ship, The Paradigm Shift, as we navigate through the waters of sin and corruption, all the debauchery of the world. It is you and me that will spread the truth and wake up the masses. People like you and me know, but many around us don't. So it's time for me and you to spread the word of truth and wake up the people before it's too late. You heard Glenn. Are you stocking up? Are you buying one extra thing every week? You better be doing that. Listen, I got on this show when I met Rob a couple of years ago. It was on a food show, on a show about food. And here we are 2 years later. Everything I said is coming true. So please, stock up. Prepare with Ground Zero. So for tonight, as the mighty crew of this ship, please share those links. GroundZero.radio, GroundZeroMedia.org, and StudioJFM.com. Spread the truth so people can hear this show too. Wow, that music ran out quick. Anyway, welcome. We're broadcasting live, StudioJFM.com in Rio Rancho, New Mexico at the iBug Guy Network Studios. iBug Guy, the leader of pest control since 2013. If you look, that's Bill. Wave to the camera, Bill. He's going to be talking to us. Galbraith, he is the author of The Mark of the Mob. It's a very interesting story. I think you'll enjoy it. So I also want to thank you for listening to StudioJFM.com, our little internet radio home. Good to know that folks are listening. Seriously, wow, a lot of people are checking in, and that is good news. We play some of the best shows. Clyde Lewis, Art Bell, Dan Bongino, blah, 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 blah. Go to the website, StudioJFM.com, check the schedule, and come at will with whatever you want to hear. Usually Sunday mornings with Art Bell excuse me, are very popular. Now, the video version is running right now on Ground Zero. It's the same link that you go to see Clyde. Go to the new site, Aftermath.media. You got to be a paid subscriber, and this is a good opportunity to tell you that we would like you to come and get a premium subscription so you can have some of the best research information on the web. Thousands of videos, monthlies with Clyde. Hey, even JP does a monthly once in a while. So come on and check us out. Get sub today. All these videos are on Rumble. You can check them out there. And don't forget the new channel for The Joe Show, NM on Rumble. This is a crazy world, folks. We're going through crazy stuff. You heard the guys. Listen, I told you about the Strait of Hormuz 2 years ago, and when we were talking about food shortages. Hold on, I'm a bit parched, and here we are. That's all it takes is Iran to shut those two little canals down, and the whole world will suffer. All the transport, all the travel, all the shipping goes through there. Don't think they have an edge? Huh. Anyway, I don't want to waste any more time. We have my guest right here. Let me see how it looks, Bill. Yeah, we got to get you here. I'll tell you what, they don't care what I look like. I'm going to fix this real quick. Live radio. There we go. Hi, Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks.
So let's talk about the story, The Mark of the Mob. And, guys, here's the book. You can get this on Amazon. It's got great reviews. You really want to check this out. Ba-boom.
Okay. Well, I was a dentist.
There we go.
I went to Tufts Dental School in Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And I had a externship at a prison in Concord, New Hampshire State Prison. I was the prison doctor and dentist. We did all kinds of procedures on the inmates. We saw
You worked on the inmates?
Yeah, I'd see 30 or 40 inmates a day. We did more oral surgery there than I ever did in dental school.
Is that a lot, 30 to 40 patients a day?
Yeah. We also had 3 hygienists.
Okay.
Because those guys didn't get care at all, and there was a huge backup for dental treatment.
I see.
And I'll tell you a funny story. They used to have visiting hours, and the inmates could have girls or family members visit.
Okay.
And a lot of the guys didn't have girlfriends. The girls that would come would tell the inmates, hey, I got a girl who wants to see some guys, right?
Okay. And
they would scam them. They would con the cons.
Right.
They'd have the girls come to meet the guys, and then girls would say, I live in Maine or New Hampshire or somewhere, so you got to give me money to come back.
Ah.
So these guys would be giving them money every week to come back, even though they lived right in town.
Is that right?
Conning the cons.
Wow. Interesting. And you got to rub elbows with these individuals.
Yeah, the main character in the book, Kelly Fitzpatrick, was an inmate there.
Right.
And we did a lot of dental work on him because he was suspected of killing 2 police officers.
Okay.
So when they caught him, you have 2 mafias, Italian mafia and the Irish mafia.
And we're talking about the Irish mafia here, right?
Yeah, they're much smarter. You never hear about them because they never get caught.
Okay.
They really plan things incredibly in advance, really well.
This is like the Whitey
Vulture.
right?
Matter of fact,
Those people.
that movie with Johnny Depp, I almost think they copied my book. It was very,
No
very
kidding.
similar. And my book came out 10 years ago before the movie with Johnny Depp.
Right.
What's the name of that movie?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix your mic here a little bit.
Okay.
There we go.
So anyway, I worked at the prison. Our main job was to make these guys' teeth because it's hard to get a job when you're an ex-con,
Right.
let alone when you can't smile.
Sure.
So we'd pull their teeth and make them dentures, and we had our own lab in the prison. An inmate there got good time and extra benefits. He got special food because all the dentures were made in-house.
Okay.
So we saved the state a lot of money, and they got a really good job.
Okay. Oh, you mean the prisoners?
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
yeah. And so Kelly Fitzpatrick is the main character. He's the one that I met in prison. And like I said, when the cops caught him, they did what the Irish Mafia does. The Irish Mafia, you know, back in the day before DNA, the only way you could ID a body was facial recognition, scars or tattoos.
Okay.
So the mob would literally take a sledgehammer to your face,
Right.
destroy it. So if they ever found the body, you couldn't get an ID.
Right.
But that was before dental forensics, where you could identify corpses from the teeth.
And that's where you come in.
That's where I came in.
Oh boy.
And matter of fact, I was the first certified forensic dentist in the United States, simply because the professor of our radiology department, Dr. Schwartz, pretty much invented this technique because he is from Austria, and they had a plane crash. They had like 300 bodies scattered all through the mountains
Okay.
above the helicopter lines. The helicopters could not get in.
Okay.
So the insurance companies would not pay off till they got positive identification.
Right. Sure.
So he made a portable x-ray machine with batteries.
You're kidding.
Nope. He went up there, and he was also a mountain climber. So he photographed all the skulls and jaws he could find, brought them back, and then matched them up with who was on the flight list.
Okay.
So they get positive IDs to get paid off.
I see.
So anyway, so he wanted to have a course. So the last week of school, a lot of the students were gone, and I just got off my externship from the prison, and he asked me if I'd sign up for the course because he needed someone in his course to get paid.
Oh, I see. So to teach you
Yeah.
the forensics of skulls and dental.
Right. So I took the course, and I got certified to do this.
Wow. That's pretty admirable, man.
Well, listen to this. My last day of school, I was called in the dean's office, and I thought I was in trouble because I was pretty poor coming from New Mexico and I was out of money.
Right.
So I wore flip-flops.
Oh.
Didn't wear shoes.
Okay.
So I thought they were going to get on me for that.
Really?
But the dean says, no, we need you to go down the morgue and try to ID a body since you're certified at this.
Oh, wow.
So I said, okay. So they wanted me to come back the following Monday. So that was a Friday. So on my way back home, I used to walk through these alleys to get to the bus stop because it was a shortcut.
Right.
Boston was in the old theater district, a really bad part of town. A lot of drug dealers, a lot of prostitutes.
Sure.
Really run down, a lot of vacant buildings. So as I was walking down this alley, I noticed a Boston Edison truck, which is like P&M, parked at the end of the street.
Right.
And so these guys put up with their cones down. Then they put on masks and started walking towards me. So I turned around and started walking the other way. There's another truck at the other corner with two masked men coming towards me. So I just sat down and waited. They put a mask over me, put me in a truck. Nobody said a word.
Wow.
But I'll never forget the BO of the guy that's sitting there with me. It's funny
Wow.
when your sense of sight
Right.
and hearing is gone, how all the other senses are heightened.
I don't think people could really fathom getting kidnapped because it's not a common occurrence, really. Wow.
Well, I was pretty terrified, but yet, in a way, I knew what they wanted.
So you had an idea what was going on.
So, I felt pretty safe. And I also knew from Kelly Fitzpatrick, he always told me that, you You take care of us, we'll take care of you, blah, blah, blah. And to this day, I still have his phone number. He told me, if anybody gives you any trouble or your family,
Okay.
you call me and we'll take care of them. It's just like Jack Nicholson in the movie.
And this was that Kelly fella?
Kelly Fitzpatrick.
I'm going to put your mic up because somebody said it was low.
Yeah, he was.
There we go.
He's the head of the Irish Mafia.
Okay.
So he was the.
And this fella you met in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. So your number was right there given at the prison.
Yeah. So like I said, we did a ton of work on him. So I saw him a lot, got to know him really well. And I don't believe he killed these police officers, but they really.
Oh, really?
No, but they really, really wanted him for it.
Okay.
And so, like I said, I called in the dean's office. They wanted me to come down the following Monday to go to the morgue.
Okay.
So I did that. But that weekend, they came to my apartment. They knew where I lived.
The mob did?
They knew where my family lived. They knew everything about me. And this was back in the day before the internet. They knew all my family members, their addresses, everything. These guys, smart.
Wow.
And they
So they don't mess around. They get all their work done and then they come give you a visit.
So they had it all figured out how they wanted me to fake it. What they said was, this was back in the old days when you didn't have digital x-rays and you had to do everything. You had to put the film in a dark room in developer, fixer, and water and let it dry.
I see. So you actually developed the film.
So they told me, tell him he had to go to the bathroom. When you go to the bathroom, in the second stall, underneath the toilet, there's going to be some x-rays. And we want you to use these. Put them in your shoe. So I put it in my shoe, took x-rays of the corpses, went to develop them. And the good news was I checked them, and it wasn't the same.
Oh.
But anyway, so that's how that was my part. That was my role, was to fake the x-rays so the guy would get off.
Okay.
And that's why they owe me big time. And it's just like in the movies, The Departed, the Jack Nicholson. They do what they say, and they're like your friends for life.
You don't get rid of them.
You're in bed with them.
You're in bed with them.
You want them as your buddies.
Wow. So how'd the name of the book come up, Mark of the Mob?
Well, should I show you the scar? You want to see the scar on my stomach?
You want to show that?
It's not that bad.
I know, but
I don't care.
it's up to you.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Check it out, guys. The camera's right there, Bill, by the light. Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so it's right down to his belly button. Yeah, geez, dude.
Now that's
pretty long.
well, it looks pretty good.
How
Now,
deep was that?
Well, here's the deal.
Holy crap.
The first chapter in the book, I'm in a plastic surgeon's office having the scar redone so it doesn't look so nasty, because every time I'd shave or
As you're
shower,
telling the story, I remember all this. It's been a long time since I read it, but yeah, wow.
and it kind of freaks you out. So I wanted to have the scar made as small as possible. So in the book, I'm in Dr. Burt Weber's office, who is a plastic surgeon in Albuquerque, and he starts cutting on me. When he puts me to sleep, I revert back to Boston, and the movie's all told in the second person. Then when I wake up is the end.
Right.
And
so they gave you a gift.
yeah, it says in the book, that's what's called the mark of the mob.
Gotcha.
Scar is the mark, and the subtitle is the scar of the Irish.
So you don't forget your important role you play.
Yes.
Sorry we're so bumpy here, guys. I'm trying to find a way where it's a small studio, so when we have a guest, we got to really cram in there. Okay, I think I'm good now. All right. So, wow.
So let me, if you don't mind, mention my kids. I have 3 kids.
Of course.
Bo, who's a dentist. Brock, who works for a medical lab testing company.
Bo works over there with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Baxter's my youngest. He's an electrician, so they're all doing really well.
Didn't go down the dental road.
No.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because kids do their own things. Yeah, my kids do too.
You just praise God that they're all doing well.
That's right.
And you don't have to worry about it. They're all healthy.
I know you didn't have to go through any problems back then in the day.
No.
So this day could come forth. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So people can get the book on Amazon, right?
Right. And the movie is supposed to come out Well, not come out. They're going to start filming it next month.
So it's going to film.
They're going to make
Perfect.
4 weeks in Albuquerque, 1 week in Boston. So if you see it advertised, it's supposed to go to the big screen. So hopefully it'll happen.
Yeah.
It's the third time a movie was supposed to be made, but
Well, the writers' strike and the actors' strike and all this is
right.
put a damper even movies that are ready to go. So it's
Yeah.
understandable. And, patience is a virtue.
Yeah, they were supposed to start it this month, but because of the strike, hopefully next month, depending.
I know. I heard that news today that they're finally getting the actors to come to some kind of agreement, hopefully. And yeah, I personally, I don't give a rip about the movie business, but for this project, I do, of course. I just want to see your movie go to film because I know that's the one thing you really want, man.
Yeah, the producer, Angela Duncan, is the one behind it. And she knows Jimmy Fallon, so if it does come out, we'll be on the Jimmy Fallon show.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So that'd be a little good
Absolutely.
press for the book and for the movie.
Yeah, any advertisement's great.
Yeah. So
how do you feel about that your story going to film?
well, it's exciting because I'm an old boring dude,
Yeah,
Kids are all grown,
right.
and
You're still at the same place, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited. I want to mention my friend Doug Compton. He's the attorney.
Okay.
He's also one of the producers on the movie.
Oh, nice.
So he's here.
Is that him back there?
Yeah, he's.
Oh, hey, Doug. Oh, you brought your lawyer. Perfect.
Yeah.
I can't afford to drag my lawyer everywhere, believe me.
Yeah, you got to have a lawyer in your pocket and a doctor and a dentist and, someone you need to borrow money from.
I love it, man. Yeah, I don't drag my lawyer around, but that's all right. Well,
Yeah.
good. So you guys are excited.
Yeah, super excited because.
Are you going to go to Boston when they film?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I'll go.
cool.
I have a lot of friends there. They want to film at the dental school.
Oh, nice.
Maybe at the prison. They're probably going to shoot some scenes at the prison in Santa Fe.
Yeah, definitely.
know,
yeah, right.
at
We
the-
have that one penitentiary there that they use just for filming.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know all about that when they had the riot.
Oh, yeah. I was here in New Mexico when that happened. How old were you when that happened?
Well, my ex-wife was a court reporter,
oh,
and she went up there and did all the court reporting for the case.
that was insane.
That was about 30 years ago. So I got to tour the prison,
Mm.
and it was incredible because they literally got torches and burned the guys alive.
Right.
And there's actually burn marks on the concrete of the outlines of the bodies.
Oh, my God. So as a dentist that worked primarily as you're starting in a penitentiary, I bet that gave you the creeps, man.
Yeah, it was a little weary because it took me back, but when I was in the prison, it was a good experience.
Sure.
The guys all loved me. They loved it because they got their teeth.
Oh, man, tooth pain and dental stuff, that could really ruin a man. And I bet they loved you, man.
Especially get it for free.
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't afford it. Matter of fact, we had a priority to make teeth for the guys that were getting out. Because
Okay.
it helps them rehabilitate and get jobs.
Okay.
So that was a big part.
So
of it.
yeah, because really, if you don't have teeth, your appearance is just,
You can't smile, you can't get a job at Arby's or,
or anywhere for that matter.
or get a girlfriend. They really wanted to get a girlfriend because they'd been locked up for a while.
Right. Oh, yeah, no kidding. Got to have teeth to get a girlfriend.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
And did you make some good relations in there besides Kelly?
Yeah, Dr. Hoffman, I'll tell you another interesting story.
Sure.
When this comes back, was the head of the medical and dental center because we also did some medical work on the guys because I have a DMD degree, Doctor of Medicine and Dentistry.
Okay.
So if somebody got sick or we actually did emergency appendectomy on a guy.
Oh.
'Cause
What's that?
Take out your appendix.
Oh.
It's really,
Gotcha.
really pretty simple.
I would imagine if you're a doctor.
But the
I'm a bug guy, so I'd have a little issue with that.
because the hospital was pretty far away. But Dr. Hoffman, all the buildings were underground. Excuse me, not underground. They had underground tunnels connecting the buildings because it was in New Hampshire. In the winter, it got really cold,
Mm.
and they needed to transport the patients, so
I see.
they made tunnels. So,
They have them under UNM. I used to be the bug guy over there. Yeah.
oh, you've probably seen a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, all of them. I know that. It goes all the way to downtown Albuquerque,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
But he'd take all the students where they used to keep the criminally insane patients.
Oh, really?
This is in the 1800s, early 1900s,
Okay.
before they had drugs
Right.
to treat them with.
Sure.
So we go in these tunnels, And then we go in another tunnel that's basically earth walls. We go in the back and open these iron gates.
Okay.
And there's shackles bolted to the stone in the walls.
That's where they put people.
They would chain them to the stone walls until they died.
Right here in America.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, this was over 100 years ago. They had
We weren't very nice to mental patients back in the day, that's for sure.
Well, they didn't know what to do with them. They couldn't let them out, especially, I mean, these guys that were considered criminally insane that had killed people.
Right.
And they couldn't let them out. And they didn't have drugs to treat them, and they really didn't care. And
really? And they just chain them up down there and let them starve to death?
No, they'd give them food, and
Oh.
they had a pan to piss and shit in, but they didn't live more than 2 months.
Wow.
And it was dark. The guy turned the lights out, and you couldn't see the hand in front of your face.
What about rats?
Yeah, they had rats. All you could hear was water dripping.
Oh,
And that's
like torture, man.
That's how you live the rest of your life.
Wow. Wow.
So those guys didn't last long because they didn't want to live.
Oh, my God. Wow. Well, you know, the one in Albuquerque goes to downtown, and apparently it connects to the office where the mayor and for emergency services, in case of an emergency, they could run through these tunnels. But they had to shut it down. They had to put chain link and all that up because the homeless people were living down there.
Yeah.
It was insane. It's like a whole community living under Albuquerque.
It's warm.
It's warm, yeah.
It gets cold, man, and they need a support.
I bet in Boston, too.
Yeah, I mean, they were on the streets because I lived, the school's in a bad area. I mean, I'd walk across.
That's a highly recognized school.
Oh, it is. It's one of the tops in the nation.
It is, and it's in the dirt hole of Boston.
Because
Wow.
it's over 150 years old.
Yeah,
And when it was built, it was a nice part of town.
right. Everything's gone to hell.
But when I'd walk to the bus station, I'd have to step over drunks that would
Wow.
take their zipper down and start pissing.
Go to the best, medical school
pissing
in
right
Boston, and you got to, go to a journey to get to school.
Yeah, they had a few girls that were accosted.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Because it was just a bad area.
Hmm.
It's too bad because it's a nice school. It's a nice building. They have a medical, dental school, and a vet school all together, and a physical.
How
therapy.
long did you work in the prison as a dentist?
I was there for about 8 months.
8 months? Okay.
But we worked 10-hour days.
And then you made a jet to Albuquerque when it was all over?
Yeah. I came back here, started practicing here in Albuquerque. I've been in practice for
Long time.
35 years.
Wow.
So if you guys need a good dentist, we do.
That's right.
We do.
He's my dentist, by the way.
We do cosmetics, implants, Botox, fillers, a little bit of facial surgery.
Botox.
Yeah.
What's that?
For wrinkles. Your forehead.
Oh, you do that over there, too?
Yeah.
We hear that.
Fillers for your lips.
Oh, wow. Oh, you do that, too?
Yeah. For
Wow.
women.
A lot of people do that.
We can make you look completely different. I'll tell you another funny story.
Oh, you're kidding. So if I have to change my look because
change your identity. If somebody's after you.
you never know.
I had a guy that wanted to change his identity, not because he was in trouble,
Yeah.
but before they had the Indian.
Was he running from the wife?
No. Before the Indian casinos,
Yeah.
if you win, they don't let you back in.
Oh.
They take your picture.
Oh, really?
Also, if you have a family member that's a habitual gambler, you can take them in, and they'll take a picture of that person so they're not allowed in.
Wow.
So anyway, that pissed him off.
Yeah.
Because he played blackjack. He had a great memory, so he could memorize the deck, and he always won. So he dyed his hair, got contact lenses, grew a beard, and he changed his name.
Oh, wow.
So guess what he changed his name to?
I don't know.
Jack Black, like blackjack.
Ah, that's funny.
So every time he'd sign in at the casinos, he would
Jack Black.
he'd kind of, crack up because he's kind of give him a hint.
All to gamble.
So he'd go to Albuquerque and
Wow.
where's the other in the East Coast? Was it Atlanta?
Was he really good or something?
Yeah, he had a memory. He could memorize the cards.
Oh.
And blackjack, and you can win.
Interesting.
Blackjack is, if you ever gamble, is a game you have a chance to win.
Because you can actually card count.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people that do that.
Yeah, that's what he did.
And the casino picks that up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can lose all you want, but if you start winning, they'll kick you out.
So what if you just consistently lose for about 10 times and make the big pocket win and run?
Well, he just changed his name, his identity, and everything.
Wow. The commitment people put into certain things.
Well, listen to this. If you make over, I forget if it's either $5,000 or $10,000 at a casino,
Okay.
they take the taxes out of your winnings
Right.
immediately.
That they do.
So he had to declare on his taxes.
Okay.
But he also got to deduct all his expenses.
Right.
Traveling.
That's true.
Food, airfare, everything he could deduct.
Nice.
So that was his living.
Ha! Wow. So he lived off gambling. Okay. Well, then I guess changing your identity is a write-off.
Yeah, he was an interesting guy. I forget about that story, but it was, like I said, you've been in practice as long as I have, you come across a lot of crazy stuff.
I guess so. What kind of, you run into crazy people as a dentist?
Yeah, you get crazily people that, we use nitrous, and that works real good for kids and crazy
Does
people.
that make people high and feel it's funny?
Yeah, they'll say stuff they normally won't say,
Really?
but of course it's all
Is
confidential.
it like a truth serum?
Yeah, kind of.
Ooh.
Patient, doctor, confidentiality.
Oh, my. Yeah, of course.
And they've, told me some
Crazy
weird
stuff.
stuff.
Wow.
But it, and some people, doesn't affect them too much, but some people it really knocks them out, and they'll just, it's just
Yeah, the
go on
nitrous never really affected me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the smaller you are, like for kids, you don't even have to give them shots.
Oh, I see.
You don't have to give them anesthetic. It knocks them out. So it's very, very great for kids. They don't remember. They have no fear.
Sure. The whole procedure or any of it.
They'll come back.
Interesting. Boy, that's a tough job, I bet.
Nah, it used to make me a little nervous, but my patients are pretty relaxed, and we're good and quick at what we do.
Right.
So, all my patients are my friends. I enjoy seeing them.
Sure.
So
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
why I'll always work, because
Right.
it's enjoyable, and they like to come back. They send me a lot of referrals. We've got like 5-star reviews.
Yeah, you guys are up there on the top for sure.
So it really is enjoyable. Way to make a living, because you get to talk to people. Of course, they can't talk to you too much because their mouth's full of
Right.
drills and stuff.
Sure. Does that get to you? You got to crawl into people's mouths, pull their teeth out, drill them.
It's a little hard. I'll tell you another.
Is it hard to pull a tooth out?
Impacted wisdom teeth can be difficult.
Is that right?
Yeah, we do everything except braces and severely impacted wisdom teeth.
You do the implants, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're actually really easy.
Are they?
Our technique, you have no stitches, no pain, and never even have to provide anesthetic.
How does that work? Like, you guys drill into somebody's mouth and put
Well, if you pull a tooth, you got to wait 6 months for it to heal.
Okay.
You drill in the stud. It's basically a screw with a hole down the middle. You wait a couple of months to make sure it takes, and it takes about 90% of the time. And then you take the cap off, and you put a post in, and you put the crown on.
Wow. And some people, they don't react well to that?
No, it's nothing. You don't have to give them shots. I mean, you don't have to give them pain medicine.
Okay.
It's very traumatic. No stitches, no bleeding. It's really...
No infections?
No.
Wow.
We put them on antibiotics.
Are they plastic or are they metal?
They're
or?
titanium.
Oh, my.
So they're a little bit expensive.
I would imagine.
Yeah, an oral surgeon charges about $2,500. We charge about $1,500 for an implant.
Per tooth.
Yeah.
What? Wow.
But most people just need one or two, or if they...
So if somebody needs a full set, do you come down a little or no?
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't do a full mouth implant. You do 4 implants, and then you'd have a denture supported by the implants.
So you never get away from the denture.
Yeah. I mean, you could. I mean, if you had the money,
Right.
you could have like 8 or 9 implants and have permanent bridges and crowns made.
Wow.
If you could afford it, because some people just can't wear dentures.
Right, of course. But boy, that'd be pricey. That'd run you in the 30, 40 grand range.
Yeah, it would.
Woo! I should have been a dentist, man. Oh, wow.
There's another good story, if I can remember, about a patient of mine whose father was Navajo, didn't speak English,
Okay.
lived on the reservation, didn't have electricity, didn't have running water. So they made him a denture at a clinic out there, but they didn't explain to him how to take care of it. She had to take it out and had to wash it and clean it.
Right.
So he never removed it.
He never removed the denture?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then he used to smoke a pipe,
Okay.
and he'd rub the pipe on the palate of his denture.
Oh, wow.
And he wore a hole in the denture.
What?
So when he'd eat, he'd get food impacted in the hole.
Oh, geez.
And then when he slept, he was a mouth breather. He slept with his mouth open. Flies.
How did those things stay in all that time?
Your gums go around him. You can't get them out.
Is that right?
So flies would fly in his mouth, eat the food in the hole.
Oh, wow.
And lay eggs.
What?
So his daughter brought him in. He had literally had maggots in his mouth.
Oh, my God. Wow.
So we had to cut the denture out with a drill.
What was under there?
Pus and blood.
Oh.
Luckily, it didn't eat a hole into his nose, but it was close. He was really sick.
Oh, I could imagine.
But he'd lived that way for a long time.
How long?
I don't know, but I imagine...
More than 10 years?
I imagine he had that hold his denture for 6 to 8 months. I mean, it got to a point to where he started getting sick. He got infections.
Right.
And his neck was swollen, his glands were swollen, and that's why she brought him in.
Wow.
But he was a tough dude, man.
Oh, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story.
He didn't complain about nothing. That had to hurt pulling that thing out because it was all the gums were growing around his teeth, and it was really hard to get it out.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
You cut away the gums?
Well, you cut the denture.
Oh.
But you cut it in pieces to get it out.
And then you have
because the gums grow over it.
My God. And then you have to clean all that and get him some antibiotics, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Well, glad he got through that. My God.
Yeah.
How do you like working with the kids?
Kids are great with the not laughing gas. They're relaxed. They love it. They're not afraid to come back.
Okay.
You don't have to get them.
Do you give candy to the kids like the old-time dentists?
No, we give them toys. We
there
have
you
surprises.
Go. There you go.
So they like it. They get surprises every time they're done. They go under the counter, and there's toys and books and stuff.
That's a beautiful facility you have over there.
Yeah, it's really nice. The state of the art.
Definitely.
Everything's digital.
You guys got all the toys.
Yeah, we got great hygienists. My staff is really good. I'm really lucky.
Okay.
They do a great job.
Do you hire dentists from prisons?
Well, no.
Just kidding, man.
Well, let me mention my staff. I have Michelle and Lindsay, my receptionist. Monica, Stephanie are my hygienists. My assistants are Jasmine and Jesse.
Wow, you got a lot of people working for you.
And I got one mother hygienist. God, I can't think of her name. So she's going to kill me.
You're going to get in trouble with the employees, dude.
Olivia,
there you go.
I don't know why I can't think of
Boy, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, we got 10 altogether.
But every time I go there, there's a lot of people there. You got a lot of customers coming in.
Yeah, we're pretty busy. It's a little slow with the pandemic and the economy.
So that affects you too?
Well, the governor, I'm not a big fan of the governor of the state.
Nobody is.
She
you don't stand alone, sir.
when she shut us down.
Yeah, for COVID.
I lost like $100,000. 6
With the
months.
COVID stuff? Oh,
Yeah.
You were shut down?
Yeah.
No operation?
Nothing, just emergencies.
So in that situation, your employees go on unemployment?
Well, I paid them for a couple of months hoping we'd open up, and then they went on unemployment.
Oh, man. Well, you're a good guy to at least do that.
But if she had any brains,
right,
all she'd say was just if you're sick or if you have respiratory problems, stay at home. Otherwise, stay 6 feet away from people.
But that was against the narrative.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. There were suicides, divorces,
right,
drug addictions, alcoholism, because people were so depressed they lost their jobs.
Of course.
And they killed themselves.
Yeah, I know. I've heard lots of those stories. I have a friend that happened to. So there's people that have emergency medical dental issues. They couldn't get treated?
We could see emergencies.
Okay.
And we saw a few people that weren't quite emergencies, but they needed to be seen, because if they didn't, after 6 months, that big cavity would turn to a root canal or extraction.
Absolutely. And the governor had no problem going out and getting jewelry, a haircut, and buying $13,000 of groceries with your money.
Yep.
This lady's a hoot, man.
I hope she listens to this, because she's an idiot. She ruined so many lives.
She did.
She didn't
and
think.
Continues to, too. I mean, look at Central Avenue. I can't believe how many businesses are gone, just boarded up.
Where our economy isn't terrible. You know why our economy's bad? Well, with the crime, no one wants to come to New Mexico.
Right. That's true.
Our economy has not grown at all in 5 years. 2 reasons. We're close to Mexico. a friend of mine's a Border Patrol agent down there.
Yeah, what's he saying?
Well, he's driving crazy. He can't finish the wall. They're driving truckloads of weapons, people, money.
And there's nothing he can do
across the border, and he can't do a damn thing.
Right.
I mean, they can stop him, but if you build a wall, you cut it down 80%.
I know. Well, my buddy works down there, and they're changing diapers. That's what my buddy's doing as a Border Patrol agent.
Now they just build a wall. They cut it down 80%.
And my other buddy was building the wall. His company was very involved with that, and they were actually working over Obama's money in the beginning of Trump. And when that ran out, they started working on Trump's money, and then this bonehead got in, and he just outright stopped. They actually tore down parts of the wall and gave away materials, and it's just insane what's going on down there, man.
I mean, the Mexicans, not only the drugs and the weapons, but they're coming across the border and stealing cattle and crops from the farmers.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
So it's a nightmare, and this is the trouble with this country. There's a simple solution.
Hold on, Bill. He's in Albuquerque, Gene.
There's simple solutions for everything, but they never seem to happen.
Well, because it's my opinion that they're making a lot of money down there with the border wide open, facilitating all that.
Well, here's another problem. The number one highest cost for a government every year is not defense. It's health care, Medicaid, welfare.
Right.
And
all those illegals are getting on our health care.
But if you would go to all these girls that grew up living generation after generation of Medicaid and welfare, when they're childbearing age, if you could go to them and say, look, if you'll take some type of birth control till you're 25, we'll train you and get you a job. They would do that, and in one generation,
we could turn it around.
You'd have 30% less people on Medicaid and welfare, and our taxes would go down, our economy would be better, but of course you can't do that. But if you could, it would be...
Well, you said a key thing there, Bill, is that it's generational, that one generation teaches the next, and it goes on, generation after generation, and these people become professional welfare livers.
That's right. They get food stamps, they get Medicaid, welfare, and they have cash jobs.
And an Obama phone.
So they're making almost as much as if they went to school.
Wow.
College.
Yeah, that's the problem with America, my friend.
It's really sad.
And it's everywhere. It's not just here. It's in every state. It's in every county. It's in every city. It's everywhere. All these people that are on welfare or EBT or, Section 8 or they pay their utility. It goes on and on.
Well, here's another solution to a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're convicted the second time of killing someone, whether it's sexually motivated or whatever, if you're convicted the second time of murder, you need to get life in prison.
It's not like that here.
I know.
10 years.
But a lot of it is due to drugs. But if they just changed that one law, if you got life in prison for your
I don't know why they don't.
Second conviction, these guys would rob banks.
Oh, yeah.
And that'd be much better than the thousands of people they get on drugs and end up dying from overdoses, AIDS, hepatitis.
Right.
Or losing their jobs.
People get a lot of diseases.
They just changed that one law, make them go to prison for
Why?
life.
Why? Yeah, but see, that's the problem. A guy murders somebody, and then the judge gives him 10 years. And if it's not federal time, he can actually get out earlier.
Right.
And then they're back on the streets running game because the 25-year-old guy says, well, I'll do 6-8 years. I'll get out and da-da-da.
Well, the bad news, there's no incentive to stay, do the right thing because they know they're going to get off.
Right.
So they might be a little more careful the second time. They'll learn from their mistakes because just like in the book, if you plan any murder carefully,
right,
you get away with it.
That's right.
But these guys aren't smart. They're stupid. They do it spontaneously, and that's how they get caught. And now with the cameras, it's really tough.
Yeah.
You get all the time.
But they don't care.
Well, they're stupid.
I mean, we got cameras all over here down to the U-Haul lot, and we still have problems with people.
Yeah.
But I'm a minute and a half away with a shotgun, so.
Well, I'll tell you, if more people would do that.
Right.
Would shoot these people.
You don't want to do that. Michelle Lujan Grisham will come after you herself.
Well, that's one thing we read about in the paper when people are breaking into people's homes, they get shot. They don't prosecute. The cops don't.
Right.
Because they know if more people would do that, there'd be less crime.
Of course.
If you knew you walked into someone's house, there's a good chance you're going to shot, you would rob a bank.
Well, I got to tell you, the liberals are sure making great gun sales right now. Gun sales
That's
are
right.
tripled.
That's why. Violence is up. Violence
Joe
is up.
Biden has overseen Barack Obama in gun sales. They're going to give him the Button of the Year award.
I know.
And Albuquerque, forget it. You go to these guns. I know of quite a few of these guys, and they're going through ARs and handguns left and right. They can't keep enough on the shelves. And they're upping the prices, too.
Sure.
Of course.
Demand, need and demand.
I had a gun shop when Clinton was president over on Wyoming, and I had it for years. I usually mostly sold to Army and, military and police. But I have a few other customers. But, yeah, I was involved with that. And when Clinton started with the Brady Bill and the 5-day wait and all that jazz, yep, we all jacked our prices up, and we were proud of it. So, supply and demand.
Yep, it's too bad. But
Yeah.
That's life. The bad news is not getting any better.
So we ask everybody this that comes on the show, as we go forward in this crazy world, what do you think about digital money?
I don't have much opinion on that.
Okay.
I think a lot of older people wouldn't get it, wouldn't use it, so I don't think that's ever going to happen.
What if it's not optional?
Well, then you don't have an option.
Well, I think that's the best one I've heard yet on this show.
Really?
Yeah. Well, most people are, fight for their freedom. Some people would just say, well, I'll just give in, and
Yeah.
well, I guess if you're forced, you're forced. It's a big question of what do you do with all your money if you don't want to go digital,
Yeah.
I mean, old JP's got a little cash in the safe, wouldn't want to give that up, but,
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen for a long time.
Really? Well, that's good. A lot of conspiracies out there.
Well, and older people and people afraid to get ripped off, and I think digitally
Right.
there's more fraud.
Oh, absolutely.
And, that's going to keep it from happening. I don't think it's going to happen, which is probably a good thing.
The young people, though, they're all about this whole new world, and, they're app this, app that, so.
Yeah, it's trouble when you're old like me. I don't get that stuff.
I don't do apps either, man. No. They even wanted me to do an app for one of the trucks that got in a wreck.
Oh, yeah?
To take I'll take your pictures and email them, but I'm not putting your app on my phone.
Yeah, I'm very old school.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Old-fashioned.
You guys got to get like a real GPS on the phone there, man. It works really. You don't have a flip phone, do you?
No.
Okay, good.
But I have an old iPhone.
You have how old?
At least 10 years old.
Oh man, oh no. You got to upgrade, bro.
Hey, I've got the same underwear from
sixth
grade.
Whoa.
If I wore it, my voice would be real high right now.
There you go.
Guys don't throw stuff away.
Guys do not throw stuff
They
away.
keep it until it's wore out.
I do. I throw. Well, with my T-shirts, that's for sure.
T-shirts, yeah.
I had one the other day. It was an old flag shirt. Finally, I had to throw it out. It was just covered with holes. I couldn't wear it no more.
I've had the same shoes for 10 years.
Yeah, I try to reuse my clothes quite a bit, actually. I mean, there was a time that, I was thin and I got fat and then I got thin again and some of my old clothes fit. And that's the main reason I don't get rid of them,
Sure.
But, the 70s look is out, Bill.
Yeah, I haven't worn my bell bottoms in a while.
Bell bottoms, wow. Yeah, blast from the past right there,
oh,
man.
Oh, my God. It's funny how, who was that TV show?
That 70s show.
The other one. I can't think of it. They all wear bell bottoms. Oh, shoot. Hate that one. I can't think of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's all right, man. I'm old, too. So anything else you want to say about the book and the movie and all that?
Just go watch it. Hope you'll enjoy it.
Mark of the Mob.
The book's only 170 pages. It's only, I think, $15 on Amazon. Most people really like it. And then you can see the movie.
Now, if you get your teeth done over there, Bill, he sells them over there, too. They're all over the place.
No, you get them for free.
Oh, you do?
If you come to the dentist, you get
can't say I didn't get a free book or three.
You get a free book.
Nice. There you go, Jeannie. I know you like to read. Go see Dr. Bill. He's a good dude. These guys are really good at what they do. They are. Read their reviews. All right, so Bill, hang with me. I'm going to change this out, guys. We're going to break a little early so that when I come back on, we can get the Rock Psychic and John the Seer going. So let's get our mid going here. All right, so we are in the mid of the show. Get your beers, get your munchie, get you everything you want. You don't want to miss a minute of our tube. Let me turn you off there, Bill. All right. We are using music from inaudio.org. You know, I'm not reading my script, so it's great for your podcast, your videos, your productions. Hell, you do movies. Go over there, get a membership. It's really affordable. Thousands of songs like this one. JP, I'll be right back. This is going to be about a 6.5 minute break. Hold tight.
Okay, folks, we are back. The Paradigm Shift. I am JP, your host. That was insane. These guys walked in like 2 minutes before we, literally 2 minutes and 54 seconds before we went on. So glad we made it. God, this is going to suck. Hold on, man. I literally hate in-studio guests. I got to be honest with you. It really is like, this is a really small studio, so let me get you some camera there. So wow. Whoa. There we go. I don't know, man. This is weird. I hate in-studio guests because I got to change everything. I got to make everything different. So here we are. We're back. Hour 2, JP, the Paradigm Shift. I'm looking for my notes. There we go. You're listening to groundzero.radio, groundzeromedia.org, studiojfm.com. Share those links right now so others can enjoy the show too. You can give to my crazy little network at the PayPal, the evil PayPal at joemagine.yahoo.com, JOMAGINE. Boy, that was crazy. All right, we're back. Okay, we got a few minutes, so let me see if I can adjust this dang mic. There we go. That's a little better. Wow, the mic is like in front of my face. I don't like that. How's it look, guys? Can you see me okay? Oh, wow, that's funky. Why is it like that? Hold on. I know we're live. I don't care. That's a little better. Anyway, welcome back Saturday night. I hope you're all doing well. We're live. Bill's a crazy guy. That was some crazy stories, man. Wow, the guy's dentures like literally grew. His gums grew around his dentures, and then his pipe made a hole in his mouth, and then flies are going in there, and maggots. Ah! That's nasty, dude. I don't like dentists, except that one. He's a friend of mine, but I would never. Wow, that's insane. I would never be a dentist. There's no way. God, this camera angle's all jacked. I usually have the mic coming off that side, so I'm kind of, if I'm looking funny in the camera, I don't care. I hate the camera, and I don't. If you were on the Joe show last night, we tried out the Spirit Box. It takes time. People were saying, well, there's too many electronics, and I get all that. Yeah, there is, but you can't go outside when you're on studio. So I'm going to open the Zoom here for a sec. Oh, I can't do that yet. Hold on, I got to close it. We use two different systems here, and I did confirm with John and Chicky earlier. They are going to, I did a faux pas. 3 minutes. Okay, so let's kill this. We're going to kill the stream on the Ground Zero, on the aftermath.media, so that we can do this delightful interview on the Zoom. Yes, we're still broadcasting. Thank the good Lord. That was crazy. I don't know if could you be a dentist? Wow. Yeah, so Mark of the Mob, I didn't think he wanted to show the scar. And so they cut you from the belly button up, deep, pretty deep, not enough to kill you, of course. Oh, we're not even on. All these complications with all this crap that we have. So anyway, while I'm recording in progress, computer, so they cut you from the belly button up, and his scar went up to about here. And it's a reminder of how important your job is that you have to do for them. So like Bill told you, see, isn't this crazy? Like, why is that look like? I got to check this out, guys. We're waiting on Chicky. They'll be here any minute. They're like, this is crazy. Who is this crazy man? Well, I'm JP. I'm the crazy man. And I can't have no crazy-ass camera angles. Oh, wow, that is really weird. No, that ain't good either. Well, if you ever do a podcast, I can tell you how not to do it. We're just going to have to go with that, I guess. Yeah, so my buddy Bill, I'll just hang out here. I'll be like Jimmy Jean. I'll hold the mic like this. Hi, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? Do you check out Jimmy Jean on Sunday morning? He's got the jams going every Sunday morning. It's awesome. So we're just sitting here waiting for Chicky and John. They actually have a minute to come on. Honestly, dude comes with his lawyer, man. Nice. Says it started.
gotta have some real money to drag your lawyer around, I would imagine. Oh my God. And then when they don't know how to use GPS apparently. But I heard a GPS going on in the car, probably off the speakers of the car, but they were getting lost miserably. And this is a kind of area in town you just don't want to get lost in. Why does it look like I'm looking that way? Because see, I'm usually like this. I don't know. We're just going to go with it tonight. Everything's a disaster. There's Chicky. Thank God. These guys are going to save the day. Here we go. Chicky and John, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the Paradigm Shift. Glad you guys are back. They're connecting to audio now. Hold tight, guys. See, I got to remember, just stare at the camera. Hi, guys.
Hello there. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, John, can we hear you?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Great. How you guys doing tonight?
Hang on just a second here because
Sure.
the microphone is not picking up correctly because Zoom changed our settings.
There we go.
Okay.
Now it's good.
Is that better?
Oh, much better,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Zoom changed our settings. So we're going to just try to be able to
You guys
get this a
sound
little
good.
clearer.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's
Excellent.
good. All right. So
Excellent.
how y'all doing
Good
tonight?
to see you.
Yeah, you
we're
too.
good. We're good. How you doing?
Oh, waiting for the end of the world, like everybody else.
Oh, brother,
Although
that
we
ain't no
got some
joke.
juicy stuff for you. We're excited to be back just for
I
that.
know, man. Great. Well, tell the audience who you guys are. There's a lot of people that, might not know.
Yeah, well, I am Chicky Hot. I am the rock psychic. And
I am John, the Vegas seer.
yeah.
All right. And so what do you guys got for us? What's going on?
We got a lot, brother. We got a lot. Okay.
Start at the beginning. Yeah.
Start at the beginning. I got to get my notes. I have my notes all in my phone. It's been nuts lately.
Well, I'll tell you one thing while you're looking for them. We tried the spirit box last night, and I don't know. I need some work.
Oh, man. That's really something. That really is.
Yeah.
It's more than that, because on the North American Psychic and Paranormal Network, we have like an elite little group that we have
Right.
of people who have been the regulars,
Okay.
who have always shown up. So we started a text message group because we're being shut down. No matter what platform you go to,
I know
you're
it's
being
everywhere.
Shut down. You can. I tried on nextdoor.com to be able to question and express my concerns about Governor Hochul being able to go to Israel to be able to go on this solidarity mission. And the travel that, what is that? State.gov, the State Department said specifically, no United States government employees are allowed to be able to travel to Israel at this time. Absolutely no, nada, nothing. And what did she do? She takes it upon herself to
She
go.
went.
She endangered herself. She endangered her staff and all the people that were hired to be able to take care of her. And I'll tell you, I went ahead and I put a question out there because she sent an email boasting about it to everybody who was on her mailing list, including myself.
Wow.
And sure enough, I said, you know what? I have a hard time believing this, that she would be allowed to be able to go. And she went without permission, supposedly. And originally she says, oh, I got a donor who's going to pay for the trip. I said, wait a second here. What? How could you even go? How could you even get out of the United States?
Right.
She hitched a ride with Biden, supposedly.
Oh, well, that's
What
why.
was Biden doing? He's a United States government employee as well. What are you doing?
Right.
What are
Well,
you doing?
he's supposedly the president.
Yeah, so supposedly. Oh my God.
As someone who has been in the U.S. military, when we travel to these areas where there's combat zones nearby or areas where there's hostilities against the United States, we are thoroughly screened on what we can and cannot do.
Right.
And if we go to these certain areas, we are monitored and treated as people who have abandoned their posts. So
Wow.
if a enlisted man can't do it, I don't think a too-big government official can either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Sure.
so that was a big deal. And I was on Nextdoor, and apparently a whole bunch of bullies on Nextdoor.com decided, oh, let's have at her. So they went ahead and they challenged my
they
name.
attacked
And they
you?
said,
Oh, really?
oh, they went ahead and they permanently suspended my account, stating
Wow.
that my name was not compliant. And I said to them, I turned all the woke BS against them. And I said, oh, this is discrimination. And I'm being harassed because you guys sent me a postcard to my home address
Right.
verify not only my name but my address.
Right.
And we'll see how. So you have a choice. You can either restore my account and stop bullying me, either that, or I'll take this up to court. And I was ready and prepared. And maybe I didn't even wait. I went right up to the Department of Justice. I filed a discriminatory complaint against Nextdoor.com.
Okay.
I also went up to Trustpilot and SiteJabber.
Wow.
And I went ahead and I filed a complaint as well immediately. Sure enough, the very next day, oh, we're terribly sorry. We've restored your account.
I don't trust them.
Hey, you want to play woke games? I could play it too. I'm just as good as the next guy.
I just wish more people would do things like that, and then we wouldn't be in the predicament we're in right now.
Yeah, amen, brother. Amen. You know what? I'm going to tell you something a little bit about this whole anti-free speech thing that's going on here,
And it's
right?
big. It's real big.
Oh, yeah. Now, most of us know our history, right? Now, history repeats itself continuously and repeatedly. This is an ongoing problem. So the timeline for the Spanish flu, we know this started in, 1917, right?
Right.
And then right after the Spanish flu, we had Prohibition. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't remember that, but...
Well, you know your history, right? Exactly.
Of course. I know my history, not like these young kids.
I know it's difficult. I urge all the listeners to be able to go and look up the timeline. So, and don't just type in timeline. You got to look at the history. You got to look at these things. So right after that was Prohibition. And then what they did was they banned alcohol. And alcohol was a major component of social gatherings. Without alcohol, people were not gathering as much as they used to.
It's almost like the COVID thing with the restaurants.
Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. And it affected the whole thing. And with the pandemic, social gatherings were impaired. You're going to have to forgive me for moving my eye contact. I'm reading off of my notes here.
You're all right.
Yeah. So we got a triple whammy with this pandemic because not only were we peer pressured for vaccines and that broke down family structures. No, you can't come for, Thanksgiving dinner. You can't come for Christmas unless you have the vaccine. You're a selfish,
Oh, no, I had that right in my own family. Yep.
Oh, it's a lot of families. It was very unfortunate. Then we had all of the peer pressured, restricted speech, loss of freedom of speech. And now, right, even to this day, we still got that going on. You will not talk about this. You can't even talk about COVID anymore. Doctors won't even talk about COVID and its long-term effects. But I got more on the COVID, I'm going to tell you. So we all know, that there's biblical prophecy, Now we're seeing this war. We know the biblical prophecy ties right into the whole, timeline with Israel. Right. Now, John and I have made many predictions, many predictions that something was coming down the pipe and we knew it was going to be huge. But what exactly was it? Now, it's very interesting because there with Israel and all this religious stuff, we also have biblical prophecy as well. Now, we all know about Revelations. And how many times have we heard and watched videos from all over the world? They hear something that sounds like the end of times, the seventh sign, the horns.
Right.
You know what I'm speaking? We go all over YouTube. It's all over the place. People are like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that?
Right.
Now, keep in mind, it's not just the Christian or Bible that has this reference to a horn being used at the sound of the final conflict. It's also written in the recordings of the Nordic Ragnarok with Heimdall, what he's going to use his horn when the invasion finally starts.
Right.
It's all over. And this horn concept, if you're familiar with the engineer and scientist Mark Robert, he's a huge YouTube guy with all his engineering.
Rober. It's Rober.
Rober.
Yeah, Mark Rober. Yep.
But on one of his videos, he does just this. He takes a little tiny air horn that you see at sporting events, and he creates this 20-foot version. And he does his scientific experiments with it where they walk out multiple miles and they can still hear it and they time it and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, but this is a NASA project. There's one cannon that's demonstrated on YouTube, and it actually says NASA on it. I made a meme. I shared it with you.
Oh,
it's somewhere on your Facebook feed.
Right,
now,
right. I remember.
The
Robert guy,
Rober.
Robert, He works for NASA. He's the one that helped build the Curiosity rover that's currently on Mars.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're hearing all of this, but now you know what it is. So when the listeners out there hear this, okay, just know that
It's man-made.
It's man-made. Yeah, this thing is man-made.
The
this
horn is
gonna be-
man-made, you're saying?
The horn is man-made by NASA, and
It's
they're
not
using it actually in space.
It's
They're
not from
using the
God?
horn in space. What's that?
It's not from God?
Unfortunately, not this time. Well, actually, if God is in me and you, then technically it could be from God.
That's the one I'm waiting on. I'm done with all the man-made garbage.
Oh man, they're doing so much up in space right now, and this is all verified stuff. This is all stuff that's been in the news. We're watching all these things that are going on right now, and I got a big question, and my question is, why is Elon Musk sending 23 satellites almost every single week up into space?
Every week.
And they're all equipped with lasers also. Are you aware of that?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. So that's really super interesting because when I was living out in New Mexico, when I was your neighbor, okay, I remember looking up at the night sky. And if anybody from my New Mexico crew is listening, they can be able to verify this. I'd look up at the sky, and in my mind's eye, I would see grids. I'd see grids, almost like a computer screen, pixels.
Interesting.
Large, wide pixels. Now, what does this exactly mean? What are they going to project to us?
Right.
That's my question. What kind of show in the sky are they about to show us?
Is it something that's going to be like visual or in the mind or?
No, it's visual. It's going to be visual. Whatever this is, there's this big thing that's coming out, this technology, and you see it in all over Europe. You're seeing it all over the Middle East, especially in the large malls in Dubai. They've got these 3D laser productions, if you will, and it looks like there's something coming out at you. All over Asia, they have these 3D things, like I've seen on a billboard.
Yes.
I've
seen those.
There's a few of them all over New York. There's one in Las Vegas. There's several in China and Japan. There are these LED screens that create these very good images that interact. They look like they're coming out of the walls.
Wow.
Back in the early 2000s, in the theatrical industry, they were experimenting with stacking multiple projectors and taking a scan of a building, and they could project these visual effects on the side of a building that look like they're walking in and out of the columns of the building. They're making the whole thing look like it's moving and coming to life.
Wow.
And this is technology that is very, very feasible.
Yeah, definitely.
So
definitely,
what's the goal? Are they going to use this to, to deceive the masses again?
Are you familiar with the movie that came out very recently, the Spider-Man Far From Home?
Haven't seen it.
The main villain was Mysterio, and his whole concept is he was creating this fictional war with the elements to make himself seem very popular and a very powerful superhero that could save the world. And it was all just smoke and mirrors and projections.
Interesting. So,
yeah, definitely. But remember also what these lasers are doing. Remember what happened in Maui?
Oh, yes.
They shot lasers down and started fires and blew things up.
Oh, my God.
So
liquid plasma.
Is Elon going to laser us?
Possibly.
I don't think it's going to be Elon. I think Elon owns the equipment, but I think the government is leasing it. I think that's what's happening. How could one private corporation have that much power around the world with satellites? They can't.
It's true.
Imagine if you projected the image of a mothership in the sky, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's not real," and then suddenly a fiery beam comes down and vaporizes a town. Oh, that could be real.
Wow.
Could be.
I mean, you guys actually think this is something we're going to see?
Remember the movie Don't Look Up?
I didn't. I think I might have saw that one. I don't remember.
Yeah, there's something to be said about that. Don't look up. It's funny. John and I have been spending a lot of time. John was kind enough to be able to build a deck here at the house.
Oh, cool.
And we've been sitting out at the deck at night, just staring up at the sky, waiting and waiting and waiting. Something's about to be able to go down. What that is, I'm not necessarily sure, but I will tell you that, what was it, 2 months ago or something like that? I was sitting out on the deck and I'm using binoculars to look at the moon. And admiring the beauty of it and everything. And out of the backside of the moon, I see something that's lit up, reflecting light, goes out and comes back into the other side. What the hell was that? As God is my witness, I witnessed it with my own two eyes.
There's
Make that up.
a lot of sky events lately. I've been seeing on the internet. People have been catching.
Yeah, a lot of people are keeping their eyes to the sky. Something's going on. Something definitely is going on. John and I were just watching something that was up on, it was on the Roku. It was on one of those channels. And there was some kind of conspiracy thing, and it was called the Philadelphia Experiment, but it also went into the Montauk Project. And we all know the Philadelphia Experiment and the Montauk Project, and a little bit of overlap with time travel and all of that. There was something about, what was it, every 23 years or something like that?
Yeah, the guy was talking about every 20 years we
Plus
have
3.
a major event on the planet, usually ending in a year of a 3. And in 2003 is when we had that massive blackout across the East Coast. Before that, in 1943, is when we had all the exposure with the Nazis, Germany, and how a lot of their technology was alien-based.
Yep. Now, here we are, 2023. The number 23 is very important. Okay?
Tell us. I know you love the numbers.
Oh, yeah. It's a prime number, and it's a very important number. Anybody can be able to look it up. What is the importance of 23 with regards to the quote-unquote shadow government and Illuminati?
And this goes back into all our research with historic events and using history as a roadmap to what's coming next. And on 23s, major events happen every time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So 23 is just about over.
It just about is. Something's about to be able to go down. This is why everybody's freaking the hell out. Even look at what Russia did. They just canceled their nuclear treaty. Look at what they did.
Right.
And now there's a threat coming out saying that any day they're going to hit us with a nuclear EMP, which is like a HEMP bomb. So what exactly is going to be able to go down? We're going to see a massive blackout. We're going to see a famine like you'd never seen before. People have been talking about this for the past couple of years, urging you to be able to all get survival skills. Can't make that up.
It's not just the food. I mean, you got to learn hand-to-hand combat. You got to have, survival techniques. God forbid there is no electricity. There is no water. You got to know how to make a fire without a flame.
Yes.
Exactly. You just said it. Everyone nowadays is the electronic dependency, right? All these computers, everyone's looking at this. Oh, bombs are going to drop and we're going to have, Hiroshima all over again. Well, what if instead we just lose all electricity and it's 1800s? How many people know how to do anything or use any tool that we have available? Computers, phones, elevators, cars, everything requires computer chips. Even some people have their houses built where they can't unlock their door without a cell phone. So now they're stuck in their houses. Yeah.
I just had a vision, I would say roughly about a week ago. It was late at night.
Okay.
And I had a flash vision. The flash vision included being able to see a fire truck driving down the streets up and down through my community. And I live in a small gated community. And in my mind's eye, I'm hearing them make announcements through the loudspeaker. Please remain in your homes. Do not come out of your homes. Please stay away from windows. Stay away from your doors. Remain in your homes. We repeat.
Whoa.
And this is going over. And when I get a vision like this, the last time I had something so profound like this happened many years ago. This was like 2016.
You guys keep going. I got to fix something here.
Yes, of course. So in 2016, I had vision that there were going to be petitions and people rioting, freaking out, going, we, the people of the United States of America, we, the people of the United States of America. And sure enough, all within 24 hours of this vision, all of these predictions, all of them, we, the people of the United States of America petitions came up in 2016. All of them. People were saying that they wanted to succeed from the United States unless Trump was brought into office. But these petitions really did happen prior to my having this psychic vision. So this is a warning. Again, in what was that, 2009 for that matter. I predicted the exact date, August 23rd, 2011. I said the entire East Coast, from the Carolinas to Canada, was going to shake from a major earthquake. There was going to be a lot of water moving in. I didn't know if it was a tsunami or what it was going to be. Sure enough, and this is part of history, August 23rd, 2011, an earthquake shook from the Carolinas right up to Canada, exactly as I had predicted. Sure enough, less than 12 hours later, Hurricane Irene came barreling in and caused billions of dollars in damage. What do you do with that? So I want to be able to urge people that something is coming.
Okay.
And that ain't no hype.
Got a date?
Supposedly tomorrow.
What?
November the 5th.
Whoa.
I can't make this up. I can't make tomorrow.
I'm not ready for that tomorrow,
supposedly.
man. I got plans.
Okay. Look, yeah, I can say supposedly because tomorrow is the next 23 in numerology that comes up, a 23.
Okay.
What am I gonna say?
Right.
Okay. But I know what's gonna happen on this 23. I'm going to look something up and I'm gonna say what was the date of the 2003 blackout.
Mm-hmm. And this is what we've been trying to read into the last several days, get as much information.
We know it's coming. I mean, it's
absolutely.
everybody's feeling it. I mean, more so than a year ago.
It's like the whole country and the whole world just holding their breath at once, waiting to see what happens.
What do you think about Biden?
Clueless.
Clueless, yeah. No, I don't want to say he's clueless.
Yeah.
I don't want to say he's clueless.
I think he's smarter than everybody thinks, honestly.
Yeah, I don't, a lot of people say that he's senile, he's messed up. You know what? He's having aneurysms. This is a known fact. Okay. God bless this man. I hope that he lives a well life. Okay. I don't think he's truly malicious, but I think that politicians get paid more, okay, to be able to pad their pockets for greed than they actually do care about the general public.
True.
Okay. So,
especially if you look back at every president that's ever come through the office, you see it in their first year. Okay. They're people, and then over the course of the 3-4 year term, they come out and they're always just rough looking with the gray hair, and they're just like all worn out, and it's like, dude,
I want you to see something. You see this right here?
Yes, it's 23.
I just added up what 9/11 was. It was a 23. And number 11 does not get broken down. Okay. 11, 22, and 33 do not get broken down ever in numerology. And anybody who knows anything about numerology can vouch for me on saying this. Let's add up 9 plus 11. You don't break it down. Okay. Then you add up 2 plus 1. Okay. And that equals your 23. I just re-added it up 23. Again. It keeps coming up. Over and over.
There's
and
a
over
lot of
again.
people that mess around with that 23 number. I'm telling you.
There is. It's nothing to shake a stick at, really. And I think that there definitely is something coming up. I know, John, you had mentioned something. I fell asleep during the documentary. It was late.
Tell us, John. What do you got?
Yeah, there was something about every 23 years, some kind of portal, some kind of interdimensional portal. Do you guys remember last July? Okay. The whistleblower about the aliens said something about interdimensional aliens. He said it in the news.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now, I want you to elaborate. Whatever you remember.
Okay. So over the last summer and late spring, we had all these portals that were open up over Alaska and Canada, and these spirals in the sky, and people couldn't figure out what they were.
Oh, Obama had a spiral over him, too, when he was in Switzerland, I think.
Yeah, and then suddenly we have all these giant forest fires in Canada that smoke out the entire sky and you can't see them. It's like a giant smoke screen, smoke bomb. Well, to open those portals wider for larger objects to get through, you need to increase the diameter of the field that you're opening. And the idea was by timing it at these point in time with the years, on a third year every 20 years, they can make a larger opening for larger objects to move through.
Are we in that 23rd year?
Like crafts?
Yes.
Are you saying like crafts?
Yes.
Motherships, things of that nature.
Type.
We're suspecting this is what it is. Now, there is something biblical tied in. Now, who wrote the Bible?
That's my guy.
Man. Yeah. Man wrote the Bible. Okay. This may be part of the historic timeline. It might be. And for us to be able to believe, God, we know religion was the first government to install fear in us, to prevent us from being able to go to hell. What is hell? A miserable life. Okay.
Sure.
Now, there's been news about this conflict with Palestine and Israel. There are secrets all throughout that region, especially their neighbor, okay, the Giza pyramids, the Sphinx.
Right.
The Sphinx has been in the news recently. They're trying to detour because everybody's eyes in that area are on the Sphinx. Now, my question is, okay, what's underneath the Sphinx?
I know that's been a mystery for a very long time.
Did you see in the news recently, they said the Sphinx has been created because of erosion and that it was a natural occurring event. Can you believe that horse nonsense?
I don't think so.
No.
But you know, it's actually an international law that Egypt will not let you excavate or journey through, inspect underneath the Sphinx. It's off limits to the world.
Or the pyramids.
Or the pyramids.
Or the pyramids, for that matter, as well. That's true.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
True.
So what?
Well, like
so
the guy, remember the guy that he got all the way to the top of the pyramid, took a picture, and then got arrested?
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that I think the reason why there is a war going on there right now of biblical proportions, Russia's going to stick their hand in. Europe's going to stick their hand in. We got our hand in the Ukraine. What is down in Southern Europe? You know, what are we overlooking? What are we not seeing? And I think that there's a bigger picture because we've got disclosure. We're this close.
Right.
They even admitted that I have a text message with a link. I got to be able to find it again. But they admitted that they've got like UFOs. They've got bodies. You know, all of this has been admitted. But I think that this war in Israel has something to do with territory. Yes. With disclosure is another problem. And this is part of the reason why we're backing Israel. Why are we not backing Palestine? Because we're ready to disclose. And all of these articles are coming out in the news. Hey, the world is ready for this information. Israel's like, oh, not on my watch. We need to protect Abrahamic religions.
So you think Israel is holding back the secrets?
I think so. I really think so. And I think Palestine knows it too. And I also think that a lot of the Islamic nation knows it as well. I think that there are bandits who have gotten access to the information and they're holding it sacred because it can collapse the world governments and world religions as we know it. Once disclosure comes out, everything's going to hell in a handbasket.
I was asked today by a follower, a listener of this show, and if you're out there, hello, Sun Girl, what I thought of the conflict between Israel and Palestine. And I made it very clear that I believe that there are two corrupt governments that are oppressing innocent people. And that is exactly how I feel about any war, but especially this war.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. There's definitely a lot of big problems going on.
I think there's some corruption they're trying to hide. And I got a feeling it's just not going to work out for them.
No, I don't think it is. But I think that their saving grace, because there are so many Jews in Russia, and Russia weighs very heavily on Abrahamic religions. They do. And I think because the United States is opening their mouths, because there is Israeli scientists and also American scientists going, aliens. Yes, we know about them. And
we need
Trump
aliens.
Knows about them. Yes.
Bring on the aliens. COVID didn't work.
That's why we're going to get bombed. I feel like that they're going to take everything. They're going to, you know what? You go ahead and you destroy our world governments that are based on Abrahamic religions. We're taking you out of the equation. That is the real reason for the war. I can guarantee that. I swear on that.
How do you guys feel like how this is going to play out? Any clues? Any intuition? Anything? You don't have to answer that either.
That's all right. Do you have an answer for this? Because I do.
We have a handful of highly respected, credited smart people over at Harvard and a bunch of other institutes, well respected in their fields, who are asking very hard questions and putting a lot of their own personal time and resources into answering the questions about the aliens and what's coming next, whether or not they're really there. They're tracking DNA lines, proving that certain groups of humans should not exist while others have disappeared with no trace or evidence. So it supports all the aspect of,
Yeah, look at the Nephilim.
aliens.
The Nephilim are gone.
It is
Their
disappeared.
bloodlines, everything are gone.
Right.
Now,
And meanwhile, we're fighting over resources and fuel and who hates who the most and who should have access to a library card of information under the pyramid and Sphinx. And meanwhile, Russia is embodying some of the values America used to value with hard work and keeping what you earn, and other countries saying, no, we got to share it all. And meanwhile, the little guy like us are just getting ignored and thrown in a ditch.
So, what about Iran and the Strait of Hormuz? What do you think is going to happen there, if you have any opinion?
They're going to keep fighting until one of them kills the other.
And they're going to shut it down. You know, when that gets shut down, it's going to close off supply line to the world.
Exactly.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That
There
one
was-
on the southern side goes right to the Red Sea, which goes to the world.
Yeah.
Well, there's an entire strait there between the two mainlands of Africa and the Middle
Oh,
East.
yeah.
There's a strait with the Red Sea.
Runs all the
Major
oil.
trade route. Even the U.S. Navy goes through there. Time
That's
to
right.
time.
We do.
China's trying to control the strait above Australia as well. So you have two major trade points that two other countries are trying to argue over who owns the most of. And once someone wins that, it's going to make the cost of shipping and receiving and travel 10 times higher. And we're all going to just figure out it from there.
That already happened during COVID.
And what about the
that
BRICS?
did.
What about the BRICS? The BRICS nations? They're going to suffocate the dollar?
Probably. The World Economic Forum is going to sweep in last second and say, oh, we're here to save you all. We have all the answers. You just got to have a universal currency and do what we say, have nothing and like it.
Eat the bugs.
Exactly.
You will
I got
eat the
another
bugs.
one for you, too.
People are going to
there.
use the US dollar as monopoly money after this.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Chicky. What do you
definitely.
got?
Okay. So, with regards to the Nephilim disappearing, and there's been a lot of, you can look back at how many different types of beings that were non-human
Okay.
that have walked this earth. Okay.
Okay.
Some of them look like ape men. Some of them look like, just giants. All of these different
Half
things. They're
human,
even
half
mentioned in the
animal, you
Bible.
think? Or
I'm sorry. What's that?
half human, half animal, rabbit's head
Some-
with a woman's
I
body?
don't know. It could be anything, but some of the research.
Well,
that
they're on
I've
the
been doing-
walls from the Egyptians. They've drew pictures of
Oh,
that.
of course. Yeah, exactly. There's
Even
all
the-
different types.
Even the craziest idea came from somewhere.
yeah,
Right, of
that's
course.
very true.
Of course.
Yeah. So, something I don't know whether or not you're aware of this, Joe, or anybody in your audience is aware of this. Do you know what triggers human evolution?
What is that?
Viruses.
Oh, interesting. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's
Viruses-
a scientific fact.
Viruses
Really,
contribute
really?
more to the human evolution than anything else.
Right. Now,
Right.
this is super interesting
Okay.
because after the very first MERS, MERS, remember the Middle
Oh, yeah.
Eastern, okay? Yeah, the Middle Eastern virus, okay?
Right.
And then we had the first SARS, okay, 10 years later, right? We go ahead and we look, and that was like 2000 and what is that? 2003, I think it was. So now what they're coming up with, and you can verify all this is all in the news. They're finding all kinds of new blood types. These
Really?
viruses are altering our RNA. And
So-
people's blood types are changing.
Whether you got the shot or not, you're being
Right.
changed.
That is correct. You are evolving. There was more that was going on also in the news. We were reading about also human baby skulls are becoming bigger.
Really?
Yes.
In the womb.
In the womb. So what ends up happening is it's endangering a lot of women to be able to give birth to these babies with these big heads.
Oh, my.
So they're being forced to be able to perform C-sections
Right.
and the other thing that's happening in our evolution is women are becoming shorter and stockier. because our hips we have to evolve. So our hips are becoming more low set to the ground and wider to be able to accommodate a fetus with a larger head.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. This is all verifiable. This is all news. This is all in the science journals.
Yeah.
In the backs of our skulls, because all of us are looking down at our phones constantly, because the muscles in our neck are very vulnerable. They're some of the weakest muscles in our entire bodies. You can't really develop them very much.
So we're growing stronger heads to hold the phone.
I know, right? So what's happening is everybody's putting their heads down, and what's happening is, and this is verifiable as well, we're developing like these little spurs, these little horns that are growing out of the base of our skulls, out of our vertebrae, to be able to balance. How are you explaining that earlier, Ron? Because you're a physiologist. He knows about all that stuff.
Anyone who's ever done firefighting, football, deep sea diving, one of my own careers, you have to wear these heavy helmets. So your instructors, your trainer, they teach you how to strengthen your neck muscles to support that.
Right.
Well, if the human head is designed to sit perfectly balanced on the skull, upright, and that's how the muscles are trained and as we grow to support the head. If you keep leaning the head down
or forward,
that's a lot of weight that your body is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Support. Mind you, that's the back of your skull where your spine connects. So your body, in its own infinite wisdom, will grow extensions on the back of your skull over time. Now, this is not just a year. This happens over the course of 5-6 years as you're growing. And by pushing that calcium deposit outward on the back of your skull, it gives your muscles more leverage to support that neck.
Oh, my.
Yep.
As it constantly is held forward.
How many of you out there, including yourself, Joe, are sitting in front of the computer? You catch yourself. I can guarantee you bring your head forward to look at your screen. Roll your shoulders back, bring your neck back. Just bring your neck back, align it with the rest of your spine, and it feels weird.
I'm laid back, and the camera's up there, so I'm actually like that. But yeah, I know what you mean.
You got the advantage.
If you're sitting over your keyboard, you're going to thrust your head forward.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, that it's some phenomenal stuff that we are witnessing within this lifetime. We are witnessing evolution in this particular set of generations. Even what do we got? Like a 4-generation thing that we can be able to witness within our lifetime. 4 generations are witnessing major evolution. And if this blackout, this World War III happens, I'm telling you right now, we are going to witness so much evolution in such a short period of time. The technology did us in. It really did.
What do you think? Like, we're going to lose our thumbs and not be able to use these stupid phones anymore?
If we get hit with an EMP, all of these technological wonders that we have are going bye-bye. They're all going to get fried from an EMP bomb.
What do you think's going to happen when that happens?
We're going back to the 1800s.
Well, think of how long does your fridge last when you lose power? Your fridge dies. How long does it take for the food to go bad? And that's just a few days.
Right.
Imagine if it was longer.
That's why you got to have non-perishable foods like, prepare at ground zero. Throw the plug in there.
Anyone who lives in a building over the 3rd floor will not be able to get running water because it has to be pumped up with electricity.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
All the traffic lights, electricity. Airplanes in the sky, electricity. If that goes down, they fall from the sky.
This is going to cause chaos and pandemonium, in my opinion.
Basically.
People are going to fight in the streets.
Yeah. It's interesting because there was an article that was on Science Direct. I'm here at the prediction database for the North American Psychic and Paranormal Network. And for a few months, when John and I afforded the time, we did a radio show, and it was called the Psychic News Network. And we went ahead and we read all of these news articles. One of them lives at sciencedirect.com/topics/agriculture/ it's a dash and dash biological dash sciences / hominoids. Now, I went ahead and I read into this, and it's an article from 2021. And it's a timeline of Homo sapiens that dates back 2.5 million years ago. And I wrote, here in the notes in the database that we need to remember that a trillion is written out with 4 sets of 3 zeros. And it's to count out 12 separate zeros in total. This number boggles the mind for most people. However, think about how much time this is when we talk about 150 trillion years in existence on our planet.
Right.
And even a billion is 1,000 million. That's 1 followed by 9 zeros.
That's
Can you wrap your head around that for a second?
Gigantic number there.
I know, it is. It is. Now, I read deeper into the article, okay, where they talk about this whole timeline of the hominoids. And they found, and I made this prediction back in May, before all this stuff came out in July about disclosure, okay? And it says, I read deeper into this and found that the aliens, in the sense of beings not of this world, did in fact settle on this planet. They integrated with other aliens and crossbred to become humans and subcross species of humans that eventually evolved to smooth out the hybrid species imperfections to create what we have today as Homo sapiens. We do read history about the giants in the Bible, and these were beings that were a part of the hybrid process. Science recognizes these hominoids that were both human and ape, but we still have apes. So something genetically happened. There were viruses that occurred. There was genetic changes that happened because of these viruses. Some of these beings died out. Look at Rh blood for that matter. How few of people have Rh
That's
blood?
true.
And look where it's isolated most, in Morocco,
Right.
which is the west coast of Africa, I think it is. So right beneath Spain. So that's just one of the things that was on here. But we've got so many things talking about Homo sapien fossils. And what did they find also? Didn't they find the Nephilim?
You're saying we're the aliens?
We are the aliens. We are the aliens.
We are the
product
aliens.
of the aliens.
Yeah, we are.
Now,
definitely.
keep in mind, the history of the world as the average human knows it goes back to the Egyptians, which is only 5,000 years old. That's 5,000.
Right.
How far have we gotten as a human just in 5,000 years? And here we're talking about trillions of years ago.
Interesting.
Exactly. They just found Nephilim skeletons in West Virginia, of all places.
You're kidding.
Skeletons of human-like proportions that
Giant
are 8
size?
feet tall. They're
10 feet tall. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
can't make that up. And you wonder why all the people in West Virginia are like freaked out, and they're like so scared of lore and myths and
Sure.
anything else that comes their way, omens.
Somebody in the Discord chat's asking about, what do you think about the Temple of Solomon being rebuilt?
Do you know anything about that?
That's going to have a lot of interesting backlash with 90% of the population, especially with the idea of how many people put their entire livelihood around whatever religion belief they follow. And you start introducing concepts physically in front of them that contradict that in any way, and you're going to get a lot of pushback and questions and conflict. Look at the Middle East right now.
Right.
They've been in conflict since the very beginning of words being spoken about belief systems.
Yep.
So rebuilding a Temple of Solomon is only going to encourage that.
It is. And I have to tell you guys, I know a little bit about this myself. For decades, they've been creating and making the napkins, the candle holders, anything involved in the original Temple of Solomon, they are recreating now for the day that building is erected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very interesting what they've done with all the temples and everything, and even the technology that may have existed at that time. Looks like it had been handed down also from aliens. I mean, look at all of these things that they had back then.
I have one for you that I was discussing with a friend yesterday, and it's you. I know you've heard of Project Looking Glass. I'm sure. Have you heard of that? Oh, you haven't? Oh my God! You need to get busy, folks. I'll let you do the Googling as well as the audience of what Project Looking Glass is. and some people already know what it is. But as I was discussing with my buddy about this, because there's a lot of people that believe that this was given to the bloodlines, it was given to the Kennedys, Kennedys lent it to Trump. There's all kinds of silly little stories surrounding it. But what scientists have found out that studied this thing is that no matter what outcome, they all lead to the same end result. So Project Looking Glass could predict futures and have different outcomes and things like that. But no matter how they tested this theory or device or whatever, it all came to the same conclusion at the end, no matter what road you took.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
definitely
been a popular thing in media, movies for the past 10 years, all over the place.
This is way beyond those guys. This is some kind of alien, possibly ancient technology.
Yeah, the idea that you can see the future, but no matter what you do, certain outcomes are in concrete.
Well, they ran the outcomes and such based on our times and what's going on through computer models, and it failed every time. They ended up at the same conclusion, which it sounded like from what he was telling me, it wasn't a very bright future. So,
but it kind of reminds me of the whole, interdimensional travel.
right.
And perception. I mean, you look at the Montauk Project, you look at all of the particle colliders. We've got dozens and dozens of them. Now they're making a particle collider that could fit on your thumbnail.
Oh my God! Are you kidding? Really?
Everybody can own one. Everybody, they're so small.
What does that mean? That everybody owns a, what do you call it? Particle collider? What does that mean? What does that mean for society, for humanity?
Black holes, opening of time and space, being
sucking
able to
up humans
out
through their fingernails, or what?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But what I can be able to tell you is that, yes, it opens up portals. It definitely does, because it bends, it manipulates the quantum field.
What do you think of billionaires owning quantum computers that we could never own that will control us in the future?
I think that quantum computers and the ability now, you have to remember, I worked with MIT.
That's why I asked you, yes.
And I worked with a subcontract of the United States Air Force. So the whole thing with quantum computing and being able to process faster and faster and faster and faster is to be able to keep up with the data that's coming across. There's so much data that can be transferred. And it's like you could take the entire Library of Congress and be able to download it in 1 minute, if even less than that. You're talking about all these different things. And what exactly are they being used for?
Correct.
You'd be surprised. You'd really be surprised, because the amount of data that we're getting from other species or from other dimensions, for that matter.
Sure.
That's a phenomenal amount of data and history and knowledge and such. But there's even more than that. There really is, because you think about what's happening on a multidimensional level. Like if they're saying that these beings or whatever this is coming from another dimension, then I need to question, because now didn't they just come out with another article saying that we live in a simulated reality?
I've heard that.
Yeah, a simulated reality.
But I can't buy that, because this flesh I'm pulling on is real.
Well, it's real to you because that's what you know,
but
and that's what you believe.
If I touched you,
that's what you've
it'd
been
be
taught.
real to you too. Like if I shook your hand or gave you a
Right.
hug or such, it's real.
It is. It definitely is. It definitely is. And what you believe is going to be real. This is an old adage. Now, I want you to be able to understand, how does that play into those who believe so strongly, like myself, that manifestation is a thing? How if you can manifest, if you can believe, know, and be your truth. Okay. So I've got a challenge for you and every single listener out there within the sound of my voice to be able to manifest peace on earth without resorting to nuclear war, without resorting to gravity bombs, without resorting to EMPs, without resorting to any of this destruction. Because the number one cardinal rule of the universe is to create, not destroy.
Right. Even black holes create on the outside after they consume.
Yes.
And this can be proven on a few different levels. One of the main concepts of spirituality that's viewed from the Nordics as well as the Tibetan monks, even parts of Christianity, the idea that We are spiritual beings living a temporary human existence. The idea you can get enough people in one spot to believe one thing, and it becomes true. They tried this back in the 70s and 80s by inviting monks to Washington, D.C. to believe and conjure peace in Washington, D.C. amongst all the violence and that was going on. And it worked.
Of course.
For months.
Yeah.
They dropped the crime rate by over 30% just by having these people show up and pray.
See,
the idea of a Catholic Church providing holy water and the idea that it can actually help and protect you from evil because a priest prayed on it. You get enough people believing that, it'll be true.
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
But
they
look at the media. I mean, the media is a perfect example of this, just like Hitler. I mean, you know, they said the lie over and over and over and over until everybody believed it, then it changed society.
Yeah. Well, I think it's fear that's motivating a lot of people to be able to see this. And I'll be honest with you, prior to being able to come here, I was downloading survival guides, you know, and I'm saying to myself, all right, I'm going to be taken out of the equation because if they go ahead and they drop a nuclear EMP, I'm one of those people that will not survive because I can't consume iodine to be able to protect me.
Correct,
I have an allergy to it.
Oh, bummer.
So yeah, it's you're going to lose me. So the thing is that I want to be able to manifest a better tomorrow and a better day after that and a better day after that. And I need everybody to be able to talk, call your friends, call your family, be able to focus on love, peace, harmony, all of these beautiful things that we need as a society, because anything that has ever been said yes to is made out of love.
There you go. Love is the universal energy that is stronger than any power, any nuke, any energy, anything on this entire earth, and it's universal, and it connects directly to the light.
It does. It definitely does. And there's a lot of people that are like, I'm not religious. I don't believe in
you
this
don't have to
focus.
Be.
Exactly. But even the people that don't believe, okay, your mother and your father got together. They made love. And you are made out of love.
And when that sperm hit that egg, scientifically, there's a light explosion, and that light is you. That is the breath of life that you've been given.
Yeah.
So it is universal. Love conquers all.
Yes.
Chicky, when you say that all of us need to, you know, like agree and pray and positive power and energy and love in a collective whole, that could change everything going on today.
It's been scientifically proven on several accounts to do something.
Look at the power of prayer.
All you got to do.
Scientifically proven the power of prayer. When people pray around their people in the hospital, some do come out of it and recover based on that hope. They were terminal, yet prayer changed that.
It was proven on a list of MASH episodes. Come on.
There you go.
I have an idea.
Okay.
And my idea is to be able to reach out to the Kremlin. It's all accessible via the internet.
Sure.
Send an email to the Kremlin. Everybody send an email and just say, look, we want to love one another. We want to be able to make beautiful babies. We want to be able to mix our genome. We want to be able to make greater, stronger mutts of humans so we can be able to survive and thrive. Because the way we have it right now, we ain't surviving and thriving. We're sick. We're sick with disease. We need to be able to have babies with the Africans. We need to have babies with the Mongols.
And we need to be able to send that to the White House too.
Right, but that's part of it. They're trying to be able to do it. They are. They're bringing people in. Then they're saying, close the borders. But you know what? We need to be able to make mutts. We have to. Because if we don't, our genetics are weak. All of these people of European descent, white people, look at this. I'm with John. He's white. Okay. This was just by chance that I went ahead and I met him and we got along and we got a happily thing going on. Okay.
Sure.
But to be, and I'm too old at this point to be able to have babies, but I'm going to be able to urge all of those people out there, go with the Asians, go with the blacks, make babies, have your hybrids, have your mixed families, your interracial families, because you are going to make very healthy, strong babies when you go ahead and you combine your DNA. If you don't do it for the sake of love, do it for the sake of humanity. And we need to be able to urge countries that are angry with us right now, whether that be China because we're intervening with Taiwan, or it's Russia for the sake of us intervening with their problems with the Ukraine. We need to be able to look at survival of the species, and we need to be able to plead with them for the sake of the survival of the species, because the Russians can't do it alone. What are they going to do? They're going to continue with their tribes. They're going to continue to be able to have sex with one another, make babies, and then you're just going to have all that autoimmune disease. We're going to have the breakdown in the DNA, the RNA, the genome, and your species or your race or your group or your clan is going to break down and eventually go extinct. You have to be able to crossbreed. They do this with animals all the time. You go ahead and you get all kinds of defects. So, what do we do when we have a dog or a cat that's a pure breed? It ends up with defects. It has problems. I'm going to shut up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So you think we could breed this thing out?
Ultimately, yeah.
I think we need to. I think the answer is love. And even if love has to come in the form of sex and reproduction, it doesn't make a difference how we do it.
Make love.
But the fact of the matter is that we must if we're a species. You can't go, they're pissed off because we're the ones that blew up the pipeline. Don't listen to the propaganda.
That's right. You're right.
We blew up that pipeline. We
did.
Pissed off the Russians. That's the reason why they're retaliating.
Absolutely.
But you know what? What's more important? A pipeline that you can be able to rebuild infrastructure, give some people some jobs, rebuild the darn thing, okay, and send a whole bunch of your people over here. Let's send a whole bunch of our people over there. Let's go ahead and say, oh, you don't like the United States? Move out. Go ahead. We'll sponsor you. But go to Russia. Who cares about universal basic income? Who cares?
This is a great show on a Saturday night. We're telling you to go out and make love.
That's true. Go make love. It feels good.
Yeah.
At the very least, go make peace with your neighbor, even if that neighbor is Russian or the guy down the street or whatever.
Black, Russian, black, Chinese. It doesn't make a difference.
Putting out the kindness and getting to know people. It's true. Like, we don't even know our neighbors. All right, guys, wrap it up. We are done here. All right. Say hi or say, you got anything to plug today or?
Sure. You can go to the North American Psychic and Paranormal Network, NAPPN.net, or you can be able to go to my website, which is Chickie, CHICKIE.org, O-R-G, or Rock Psychic, ROCKPSYCHIC.com. Do we have your website up? I don't even know. I don't remember. Yeah, it's Vegas Seer. Yeah, VEGASSEER. You see that in the background, right?
There you go.
There we go. I don't know. Cool. We're kind of blocked from the microphone. There it is.
There it is.
Shameless plug.
All right. Absolutely.
Go, right?
Well, listen, guys, thanks for coming on the Paradigm Shift tonight. We love you. We love when you come on. Everybody loves you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes, love to you and everybody. Thank you. Stay safe. God bless you all.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. So hold on. I got to, get my stupid equipment going. Boy, this is so damn uncomfortable. And boom. And we'll even put the stream on. What the hell? Since we're rolling here, we got a few minutes left. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Kind of a crazy, crazy night. Like, the way I'm sitting here is so uncomfortable. I have to figure out a way to, get maybe another screen going so I don't have to. Anyway, you don't give a damn. Woo! Another night, the Paradigm Shift. Wow. Wow. Just always flies right by. So let me give you a little something on the way out, because that's how we do it here. I don't even know what's left on the clock. Hold tight. Ooh, creepy song. It's not Halloween, but sure feels like it. You all are listening to the Paradigm Shift. JP, your host. Appreciate you listening tonight. We did it again. Fastest 2 hours on the internet on Saturday night. Ground Zero .radio. Boy, I'm just let me be honest with you. These notes suck. These are from last week. I was getting lazy. I had 2 guests, 3 guests. I'm I don't need notes. I need notes. Saturday night is the place to be on groundzero.radio. We have the Best of Secret Teachings with Ryan Gable, the Paradigm Shift live with yours truly, Spooky Action at a Distance with David Masters, and of course my favorite show, Paranormal with Jeremy Scott. We appreciate you guys. I mean, you guys are just the greatest audience. This audience is growing. So all of you that enjoy, that keep coming back, please spread the word. The Paradigm Shift rocks. And don't forget, sub us. Aftermath. Well, this is a joke. Sub us at aftermath.media. Premium gets you everything. I love you guys. Ciao. Oh, wow. This is amateur hour, man. What am I doing over here? Hold on. We got to have our music.
Time to take a chance to